Hi guys, so I'm going to start our maths lesson today. So completed all of the learning for the autumn term, which is actually amazing. We did so well. We did all 24 topics for autumn 2, all 21, and we finished our last assessment today. Although some of you, or yesterday, I'm recording this on Monday, so some of you missed that, but we can do that later. So I'm going to just head straight into spring 1. I just feel like we're ready. So one thing I would like to point out is the White Rose lesson that we're going to do today is kind of a recap lesson, which means it's based on the Year 5 curriculum. The reason why we're doing this is just because of the huge lockdown. Some of you may have missed certain parts of your maths learning. We don't want to assume any knowledge. That's why if at any point you're like, I feel like we did something similar, it's just to kind of fill those gaps. So what's going to happen is, like I do with every lesson I ever give you, I would like you to get, I have a whiteboard and a pen. I would like you to get a pen and paper, a whiteboard or a pen, something to do some jotting down with. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Hopefully this will work. I'm very good at this stuff at the moment. So you should, if this is working, and I believe it is, see a screen that says decimals up to 2 places. That's what we're going to do. We're going to be looking at numbers that go up to 2 decimal places. Its most simple form is any number that has 2 digits after the decimal place. For example, 1.75, 10.22, 3.87. Okay, these are all 2 decimal places. Okay, so initial questions. I got question 1, 2, and 3. So question 1 says, what fraction is represented on the bar model, and can you write that fraction as a decimal? You can. Number 2 says complete the part whole model. So what it means is 0.4 and a number will total 1. 0.2 and a number will total 1, or 1 whole. And then what is the 6 worth in the number 36.48? So I'm going to kind of ask you to pause and then have a go. Maybe give yourself a minute, maybe 2 minutes. Okay. Some of you will breeze through, some of you might take a little bit longer. That's okay. So I'm going to say, on your marks, pause. Okay, so you've done your working out. So what fractions? So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 chunks. I know my denominator is going to be 10. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colored in. So I feel like my numerator will be 7. So it should be 7/10. If I was going to turn that into a decimal, I know I'm going to have 0 holes because I haven't completed the bar, and then I've got 7 fills, so I should also have 0.7, and these are equivalent. Okay, so if I've got 1, 2 ways to work this out. I could do 1 take away 0.4, or I could count on the attempt from 0.4 until I get to 1 whole. You should get the answer 0.6. So well done if you managed to get that answer. Again, I could do the same, and I know it's going to be 0.8. So in here, I've got the number 36.48. Hopefully, if you're as good at maths as I think you are, you know you have 6 ones, 6 units, you might call it. So let's move on to our next one. So we've got a picture here of some squares. How many squares can you see altogether if you count? I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10 ones. Okay, so 10 ones equals 1/10, as you know. Now I'm going to turn this to mean 1 whole. So now this is going to mean 1 whole. And what would each square be worth? If this was 1 whole and we were doing it in tenths, what would each square be worth? Okay, I know some of you are saying the answer at the screen. So each one's going to be worth 0.1. If I add up 0.1 and 0.1 and 0.1 until I do it 10 times, I will get 1 whole, and that's best represented by the bar. All of the bar filled in is 1 whole. Okay, now I'm going to turn it into hundredths, so 0.01. So if I've got 0.01 and I add that 10 times, like before, 0.01 and 0.01, so on and so forth, 10 lots of 0.01 will give me 1/10. Okay, so that's really important. So 0.1 is the same as 10 hundredths, or 0.2 is the same as 20 hundredths, or 0.3 is the same as 30 hundredths, and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can see a number on the screen. What number can you see? Write it down for me on the sheet that you have in front of you or on your own one. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tenths. So I'm going to put a decimal point first because my number's after the decimal. Because in my ones and 10 column, I've got 0 amounts, I've got no amounts. I'm just going to put 1 0. I've got 7 tenths, so I put my 7, and I've got 200. I should have the number, as you'll see, 0.72. So there are no ones, 7 tens, and there are 200s. 0.72 I have. Again, here's a new number. Write this number down for me. What do you see? Don't forget to put your decimal point. See where the decimal point is? Like I say to you every time when we do arithmetic, the decimal point does not move. So just keep it where it is, very important. So you should see you have 3 ones, 1 tenth, 300, and that should give you the number 3.13. So here are some numbers. I would like you to do all 3 of these numbers. So how many ones are there? How many tenths are there? How many hundredths are there? So 0.05, 0.52, 57.06. So finally, what is the 5 in each of these numbers? So pause the video and have a go answering both parts of the question. Okay, so I'm going to go for it. 2.05. I know I've got 2 ones because the 2 is before the decimal point. Okay. Now I've got 0 tenths and I've got 5 hundredths. In the next number, 57.06, I've got 5 tens, I've got 7 ones, and then I've got a decimal point. So I know they're my tens and my ones. And I've got 0 tenths and 600. In the bottom number, 0.52, I've got 0 ones, 5 tenths, and 2 hundredths. So in the number 2.05, the 5 is actually 5 hundredths, or 0.05. In 57.06, I know the 5 is worth 50. And in 0.52, I know the 5 is worth 5, so 0.5. So well done if you managed to get those answers. Just going to speed through. And they've gone through it. So there you see 500, 5 tens, 5 tenths, 0.5. Okay, so I'm going to skip past this part. Be the questions that you're going to do on the worksheet. So what you can do is pause the video and answer the questions that you're going to find that I've uploaded onto the template, onto Purple Mash as a PDF that you can download. If you can't print the PDF, as I'm sure most people, I myself do not even own a printer, what I would suggest you do, maybe get a bit of paper and write 1 to 4, and then just put the answer on that bit of paper, and then you'll be able to mark it later when I give you the answers. So I've got a number on the board. Say it out loud in your head. Say it out loud in your head, that's silly. Say it out loud or in your head, sorry. So that's 0.93. So if I was going to partition this into the boxes, I'm going to put 0 ones, I'm going to put 9 tenths, and I'm going to put 3 hundredths. And hopefully you'll be able to see 9 tenths, 3 hundredths. Okay. If I was to partition this, I'm going to see how many tenths have I got? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in this left-hand circle, I'm going to put 0.9. You can see in this other part I've got 3 hundredths, which I know is 0.01 times 3 is 0.03 in the other box, and they make 0.93. Got 2 amounts here. The same about them. What's different about them? And what do you notice? Oh, pause the video, have a look, go from there. So one of the things, so pause the video. One of the things you may notice is that they both have tens, they both have hundreds. And they both are a decimal number, or that's the same. So that's something that's the same. What's different? This one has more tens than this one, and this one has more hundreds than this one. Now, if we add these together, let's add them together. So let's add up all the tenths. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 0.9, 300. If I add that together, I'm going to get 0.93. On the other side, I've got how many tenths? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 tenths at 0.8. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until 1300. So 0.8 add 0.13. If I add that together, I wonder what number I'm going to get. What have you noticed about the two numbers I've just worked out with you? Okay, so if we add that together, we get that. If I add 0.8 and 0.13, what number am I going to get? Perfect, 0.93. How many other ways can you come up with? Try to come up with one way. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I'm not even going to pause the video. You've got 20 seconds. Okay, so one way I came up with is 0.7. I'd have 7 tenths, and then I could have 2300. Make me 0.93. So again, pause the video or just do the questions on the sheet. Come back to the video at a later time if you need to. So I've got here 7 ones and 200 is 7.2 as a decimal. What do you think? So in your head, I'm not going to pause the video. I'm going to pretend you guys are all in front of me like we do every day. Ask that question. This is what John the Turtle thinks this is 7.2. Is he correct? So I'm hoping that you would have noticed that John the Turtle, whilst he's a very cool looking guy with very big eyes, he's not as good at maths as he should be, because if I've got 7 ones, I'm going to put all my 7s there, my 1s in the one box. I'm going to put my 200s in there. There's something missing in the middle. So I'm going to have 7 ones with a decimal point. I have no 10s. 200. You actually will have 7.02. Really careful. Sometimes a lot of maths questions, trying to see if you understand the knowledge deeply, so they try to trick you sometimes. Me, I help you. Okay, I've got here. Whitney has 4-digit cards: 1, 5, 2, and 3. But there's going to be a catch. She needs to place them in the boxes below. What do you notice about the boxes below? What you should notice is that there's a decimal point, which means I'm going to have 2 numbers before the decimal point and 2 numbers after the decimal point. I would like you to make the largest number Whitney can make. You can only use each card one time. So, for example, I couldn't go 2, 2, 2, 2 or 3, 5, 5, 3. That's not possible. I can only use each card one time. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds again. I'm not going to pause the video. I'm just going to let the video play with an idea. So, what is the largest card you could make? Or largest total? Sorry. Very muddled up on these videos. I do apologize for that. So, because of place value, I know that starting from the left, which would be the first box, you can see on the left-hand side under the needs word, that's going to be the biggest amount. And then they get progressively smaller because we're going down towards the right of the into the decimal. So I'm going to pick my 5 there. Then I'm going to pick my 3 there in the next box, then my 2, and then my 1. Now, that's going to give me the largest number. What is the smallest number I can make? Okay. The savvier you will have noticed, I might do the inverse. I'm going to pick the smallest number there, then the next smallest, then the next smallest. And then how many different numbers could Whitney make? Have a little go. Pause the video, please, because I'm aware my videos are running on a bit, so I'm going to skip on a little bit. So moving on. The smallest, see, she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Lots of numbers. I'm going to skip them on. Okay. So that's the end. I'm going to stop sharing my slide with you. Go back to this. So guys, if at any point you're really stuck, don't know what to do, play the video back. Remember, a number to two decimal places is just any number with 2 digits after the decimal point. So for example, I'm just going to do a really big one. That's to 2 decimal places. Well, I don't really know if this is working, so it's kind of back to front, but let's do it this way. It's just going to work. It's back to front. No, but I've got an 8 holds, decimal point, 2 digits. Yeah. Units, decimal point never, ever, ever, ever moves. I always say that, you don't know arithmetic, never moves. So just leave it there. It's fine. Tenths, hundredths. Yeah. I might add a digit here. So now I've got tens, units, decimal point, tenths, hundredths. I might add another digit. Then I've got hundredths. Mr. Ellis, that's wrong. Hundreds, tens, units, decimal point, tenths, hundredths. Read the question really carefully. What I'm going to do is I'm going to upload it to Purple Maths, like I said, and then I would like you to print the sheet if you can, although I know that's really unrealistic. I couldn't do that. What you can do is you can get a Word document, you can get a bit of paper, and just do the questions. What I'll also do is I will then upload the answers the next day, just so you guys can actually mark what you're doing, kind of see how well you're doing. So good luck with the maths, and I hope it goes well. If you need any help, just contact me and I'll get back to you. So good luck, guys.